Hello everyone, welcome to Stretch 147. I pulled a card from my Starseed Oracle deck, and I really, like I said, what is the message that connected members need? But I have this feeling it picked it for me, but maybe you need this message too. And I haven't read in the book, so we'll do that in the meditation, but I pulled trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. I really need that message. So it's really speaking to me, but I hope that it's also translating to you in aspects of your life. But we will explore it more in the meditation. All right, let's get into it. So I just want you to have your feet about hip width apart, knees are slightly bent, shoulders down and back. Just feel your core turn on. If you want to put your hands on your core, do that. If not, we're just going to breathe in and out, grounding ourselves here. So feeling our 10 toes on our mat, the balls of our feet, our heels. Our knees have a light bend in them so that we can really center ourselves between our feet, both forward and back and from side to side, just feeling grounded and centered. The bend in your knees also takes pressure off your pelvic floor. It allows your hips to feel grounded and balanced. As we draw our shoulders back and lift our chest, we have a nice straight, neutral spine. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Relax your jaw, all your face muscles. And just check in for those micro adjustments you might need to make. So are you leaning back a bit? Can you come forward right into the center? Are you still pressing all 10 toes into the ground? Are your heels grounded? Are your shoulders still relaxed, or have they creeped up by your ears? This is our last official stretch session for the year. The rest of the sessions will be the best of from the vault. But in our December Tuesday Together stretch session, we will do one live with a rest and relaxation focus. So I just want you to be present and enjoy everything. And that's why I started us with this grounding exercise. All right, let's step our feet nice and wide. Toes turn out, tailbone tucks, and we're going to breathe in and press down, breathe out. That can be in your nose and out your nose, or out your mouth if that feels good. Collect the energy, fill yourself up, exhale, and keep that grounding feeling as you press down. Okay, we're going to add on. We're going to come up. We're going to press our arms away, opening our chest, then bring everything back in, and then sink down and ground. So our legs aren't doing anything different except for holding at the top longer. It's just our arms. And I really want you to press back and then collect all the energy you need to get through this session or your day or your week, whenever you're doing it. But expand and open, then bring it back in and ground. Rising up, opening, closing in, grounding. I want 2 more just like that. Keep your knees soft at the top. You don't need to lock out here. Sink even lower. One last time. Inhale. Good. And now, because our feet are already wide, we're going to do my favorite, swing side to side. I feel like this is probably how we started, so we might as well finish nice and strong like this. Let your shoulders relax and just let your arms be heavy as they sweep across your body from side to side. Finding a nice, easy breath. Awesome. Now hold. We're going to bring elbow to thigh, stretch for a nice side bend, and then just when you get to your end, come to the other side. Lengthening out and coming back. Beautiful. And last one. Excellent. Okay, and one last little warm-up stretch here. Clasping our hands behind us or grabbing onto a towel or a band or hands in your back pockets here. And we're going to lift our chest, look up, draw our hands down. My knees are light, and I'm just stretching through the front of my body. We're going to counterbalance this toward the end with a nice forward fold gorilla pose. But let's just start here, expanding and opening. Amazing. Oh, release. Okay, we're going to come into some standing strength. Last week we did a good, with that lizard pose in our sun salutation. So we're just going to do some standing strength today. We're going to come into a warrior one, actually. So I'm turning to face the side. My foot's at about a 45-degree angle at the back. My knee is in line with my toes, not coming too far over, aiming for that knee over top of ankle. And then I'm squeezing my seat to square my hips up, really pressing into the mound of my big toe at the back. Arms come up overhead, biceps by your ears, palms meet, and I like to have one pointer finger up. If this feels like too much, you can always just do arms straight up overhead. Okay? Hold here, draw shoulders down, keep making those micro adjustments. Word of the day. I'm just kidding. As you settle into your pose, just breathe. Okay, we're going to sweep our arms down and we're going to find the grooves in our ribs to gently lift our chest up here. So same legs, they haven't changed at all. We're just lifting up a little bit through our chest, continuing on with that stretch we started with. Now I want you to release your hands and your heel at the back, coming into a lunge. I just have my hands on my front leg for some extra support. I'm thinking about Still squeezing my seat, tucking my tailbone under slightly, feeling that stretch through the front of my hip. Now, you can stay right here, okay? If it's too much at any point, drop the knee to the ground. You can be here, yes? We are going to come into a twist. So we're going to bring same arm as leg that's back across our leg. I'm gonna turn on an angle so you can see better. So the arm's coming across and then this other arm wraps around. So if it's too much, you just drop to your knee and do the twist here. But we are trying to warm up and really get into the legs. So challenge yourself. Holding here, breathing. Okay, now we're going to drop our back heel and turn to face each other. Bring elbow to thigh, reach for an extended warrior two. You can bring your hips down if you want and extend the arm. I'm gonna stay right here for today. So reaching long, rotating open, core is on. Beautiful, and release. Whew, come out of that leg. It was working a lot. Give it a little shake, and then we're gonna turn to the other side. Starting in warrior one, heel is down, pressing into the mound of your big toe, squaring your hips, sinking in. We take a breath in, reach arms up overhead, clasp the palms if that's accessible, draw shoulders down, and hold here. Find your breath. Keep making those micro adjustments. Beautiful. Okay, release the hands to bring them to your back. Thumbs into your ribs, gently just pushing up our chest. And holding here, legs stay the same. Keep pressing and squaring the hips, breathing. Awesome. Now release your hands and lift your heel, coming into your lunge. So get comfortable in your lunge. Remember to engage your seat, open up through the front hip. Come on down. And then you can either drop to the knee or stay in the lunge. Same arm as leg that's back, reaches across. Other arm wraps behind our back. We rotate. Hold strong for 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Turn to me. Drop your heel down. Extended warrior two. Up and over. Hopefully your legs are feeling warmer after this, yes? All right, let's release. Whew, walk the legs in again. So hopefully the legs feel similar this time. Okay, we're gonna come down to the ground for some hip openers. But we're gonna do our swan pose, so you can come into it or you can do a down dog like I like to do. So we're here, the one leg lifts, swing it in, and it comes a little bit wider than our hip. Remember, you can always be 90-90 here. Square your hips up, send your leg back. Whew, and I already feel that opening. and that discomfort. Now you know you can always come down to the ground to your forearms or reaching out. And we're just gonna hold and breathe here to start. See with each exhale if you can extend the leg behind you a little bit more, square your hips a bit more, sink into it. Okay, now slowly walk yourself up if you're down, and then I want all of us to come to that 90-90 positions where we're on the side. We're going to use our hand on the floor, so it's same hand as front leg, and we're going to squeeze our bum and lift our hips to press and open as we stretch long here. Keep opening the hips, lengthen out, and then slowly release. And you can come back to down dog with me, or you can just switch legs or roll over to the other side, whatever works for you. I'm gonna come up here, find my down dog, lift my other leg, and sweep it in to my pigeon pose. So knees, again, a little bit wider than hip. You can be on your side if you need. You can be on your forearms or extended right out long. Up to you. I have been doing way too much sitting lately, but that's okay. So I just think my hips are extra tight. Okay, we're gonna walk our hands up if you're down, and then everyone come to the side again. So both legs are down, then press into your hand, squeeze your hips and lift. Feel the stretch through the side of your body and then through your hip as it opens. And slowly release. Awesome. Okay, we're going to come to our feet before we come all the way down to the ground, heading into our relaxation meditation, into the gorilla pose I had mentioned at the beginning. So, feet are about hip width apart, or whatever's comfortable. And you can just have your knees bent and be in a forward fold. That's perfectly fine. But I like to slide, this is the gorilla pose part of it. You slide your hands underneath your feet, so big toes to the mound in your hand, looking through your legs. And then gently try to stretch out your legs with your hands underneath. So it doesn't matter if your knees are super bent or not, whatever stretching them out looks like to you versus to me versus to someone else. As long as it's stretching through our hamstrings, the backs of our legs, that's all that matters.
Awesome. Slowly release your hands. That's good. Okay, tuck one leg behind. You can just keep your head low. And we're going to roll onto our back for some happy baby pose. We haven't done this one in a while. So our knees open wide. You can grab on just below your knees. Grab onto your calves here. Grab onto the insides of your feet or peace fingers to big toes. So whatever works for you. I'm gonna go here onto my feet. Lots of options. The goal is to get our whole spine flat on the ground. And we're going to do that by actively pressing our foot into our hand to then lengthen out. So you might be here, and that's okay. What I want you to do is just think about placing one vertebrae at a time down onto your mat by gently pressing into your hands here. It's a very active stretch. It's not just passive. It's not just like you're hanging out, no matter how flexible or inflexible you are. And no one's inflexible, but you know what I mean. And then if it feels good for you, might not for everyone, you can just do a little rock. Now you can stay here for as long as you like if it feels really good, or you can release and come into a comfortable position for you. So your full Shavasana is always a great option. Heels together, feet apart, palms up to the sky, pinky fingers close to your body. In Laurel's yoga class, she suggested having heels to the corner of your mat, and I really liked that too. So that's definitely an option. You could also do what we did last week, where our knees are bent, our feet are out wide, and we just let the knees fall in toward each other. That one's always good for opening the lower back and the hip area. You can also lie on your side or come to a seated position with me. So choose what works. We're going to settle in for the next couple minutes and explore our card and finish off nice and strong. Even though this feels like a relaxation, it's actually strengthening you. It's allowing your muscles to really absorb, and your body in general to absorb the work that you just did. So to really create that mobility and flexibility and strength long term. It's also a time for your mind to just rest. Even though our mind's often active, you can't shut it off, but take some space to just be present right now and know that all the things you have to do will be there waiting for you at the end. I will remind you of our card. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. So often, those who feel like they're here for a reason sense that time is running out, and they spend their life worrying that they might miss their moment. But the only way to miss your life or your moment is to spend your time worrying about missing it. It's never too late to it's never too late to answer a calling, and you're never too old. The tides of your life are magnificently orchestrated to come in and out in perfect unison. Don't race ahead and ride a wave that was never meant for you. You'll waste your precious time and energy when instead you could be enjoying your life. Everything has a season, and you're being called to trust the one you're in. Don't let impatience, comparison, competition, or paranoia disturb the seeds. It seems that everyone has anxiety these days, constantly scanning for something they might have missed or a possible threat. Keeping our mind and body pointed in the same direction as our soul is near impossible at such reactive speeds. Right now, you're being reminded to take a breath and trust the wave you came in on, to trust the season you're in. Time isn't running out. There is plenty of time. There's no rush, and it's never too late. So while you're here pondering all the messages that come in, think about how you can trust the timing of your life a little bit more. Take time to reflect and remember times in your life where the timing was perfect. There are times when I look back and reflect and think, wow, I'm glad that didn't happen any sooner. Even though while I was in the middle of it, I was impatient and frustrated. But the timing really was divine and perfect. If your mind has started to wander, I encourage you to bring it back. Find your breath, feel it float in and out. And just as our card told us, there's no rush. But I do invite you to just wiggle your toes and your fingers and gently wake your body back up, adding movement as you roll your ankles and your wrists. And stretching out long if that feels good for you. Bringing your knees in towards your chest and rocking back and forth. And then in your own time, in your own way, just bring yourself up into a seated position. Let's take a big breath together. Palms meet and hands draw down to heart center. And I thank you so much for you spending your time with me, because it is precious and it is a gift, even if we're not running out of it. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.